Auto-obsessed here. Cleaning and detailing entails a lot of spraying. We have to get cleaning and finishing products onto the surface we're detailing, and most of the time this is done with a hand-pulled trigger sprayer bottle. We have a new sprayer here from IK Sprayers. It's a 360-degree sprayer. So how do we as professional detailers evaluate a sprayer? What makes sprayers good or bad? And how does this new IK Mini 360 sprayer stack up? I first saw this at SEMA just a few months ago, and I had a chance to try it out before it became available for release. My first impressions were very positive and really no surprise coming from IK. They're one of the top manufacturers in this category. So when we're evaluating a sprayer, what do we want from a hand-pulled trigger sprayer? Well, first off, I'm going to say is ergonomics. We don't want something that's maybe awkward, maybe it's hard on your hand to spray, like hard on your fingers to pull it. The ergonomics of it, does it fit nicely in your hand? Is it going to hurt you over time? So that's right off the bat some things that IK did in improving their already great sprayers. They added this extra portion here, and that makes it really easy to instantly go right into the right place of your hand, and also it doesn't dig into the in between your index finger and your thumb. It sits in there really nice. It actually is a really nice, comfortable fit. So ergonomics is absolutely one of the top criteria. And again, you don't want something that's going to fatigue when you're spraying it quite a bit. One of the other criteria that we're going to want when evaluating a sprayer is the overall build quality. You don't want something that's going to fall apart. You don't want something that maybe doesn't spray some of the times, right? You need something that's going to perform perfectly and last quite a while. IK once again checks all the boxes in that department. The build quality is solid. Like these bottles, they're really rigid, really durable. They've got the extra protection on it. I've never, in our use in the studio on the previous versions, we haven't been able to damage the bottles. The trigger itself is very durable. It performs all the time. We've never had any issues with the sprayer itself. That once again checks the build quality. I'm going to give it full checks there. One of the next criteria I'm going to say is practicality. Is it something that is practical? Is it something that's easy to use? Is it easy to fill, for example? So comes apart quite easily. It's easy to fill. Is it something where we can adjust the spray? So this one here has an adjustable nozzle. We can adjust it to infinite positions, whether we want a stream, whether we want a really wide pattern, something in between. For some liquids like gels, we're going to have to open it up a little bit so we maybe have a smaller pattern, but we're dispensing a thicker product. Maybe we've got thinner products. Maybe we're using a glass cleaner, or you're using a detailer or something, and you want to dispense minimal product and you want a wider fan. We have all of that available. We don't want it where it's finicky, something where you prime it and then you have to, you move it around a little bit and there's some defect or the sprayer isn't sealed properly, the O-rings, and you have to continuously prime it. So you don't want anything like that, or flimsy. You don't want something where, if you squeeze too hard one time, you break the trigger. Right? So once again, the IK sprayer checks the boxes on practicality for us. And lastly, on another practicality scale is the 360 degree. So right in its title, it's a 360 degree sprayer. And what that means is, unlike traditional sprayers where you've got a basically one position of spray, and it depends heavily on how full the bottle is. So if the bottle's full, on a lot of sprayers, you can actually spray it pretty much at most angles without having to reprime it again. On a 360 sprayer, you can actually spray it, just as the name implies, 360 degrees. We can spray it upside down, fully vertical, every which way the sprayer will spray. And how that works is, instead of having the traditional rigid pickup tube, it has a flexible pickup tube with a weighted ball on the end. So regardless of where you are, what position the sprayer's in, the weighted ball follows it. So if we're upside down, you know, or any other angle, the weighted ball follows the liquid around. So even works very, very well even as the liquid in the bottle depletes, and we even have a little bit. So if we're to turn it upside down, all the liquid, of course, is going to be at the bottom, and so is the pickup tube or on its side, right? So and that's how the 360 works. This sprayer was designed and developed for detailers in mind, and also PPF installers, paint protection film installers. That's because there's certain times where we have to have a sprayer, or at least it helps us in our job if we had a sprayer that sprays at any angle. For example, we're working on the rims, you're spraying in the rim, the outer part of the rim's no problem, but maybe if we have to get down at the bottom, or specifically if we're spraying up inside the barrel, you know, we need to use different angles. In the wheel wells, again, you know, you could potentially do it if you had a traditional bottle and it was full, but if they're not, it's a lot more difficult. This we can literally spray at any angle. Under the hood, you got parts of the engine bay, maybe we're in the door jambs. So many areas where it's very useful to have a sprayer that can get in at all the angles. So again, it was developed and designed for detailers and PPF installers in mind. Another thing that they did, which is different from their previous bottles, is this was a 1 liter size. So they made sure that it was a smaller factor, again, for the installation of film, for detailing. Sometimes we want a smaller bottle. We got tighter areas we're working and we don't want all that liquid or even all that weight for that matter. So that's why it was presented in a 1/2 liter size, and again, the addition of the 360 sprayer. So in my opinion, all the boxes were checked off with this sprayer, and I think a few extras I'd like to mention with it. So of course, having those first criteria that we talked about in place is critical. I mean, it's useless if the sprayer doesn't meet some of those criteria. This one, of course, again, quite positively checks all the boxes for sure. Some of the extras I want to point out that I think are great with the IK. It has a transparent bottle. So the bottle is transparent where we can see the liquid and what level it's at. It has some indices on the side here so we can see how many ounces on both sides here. Another feature it has is a place where we can insert a card, so you can print a label, put a label on here, write on it, a couple different colors. So we have the ability to identify different products, which is quite nice. So if you've got a few of these, it's nice to have a different color and you can put your labels on there. That's quite handy. Lastly, I mean, it's not a critical thing, but it doesn't hurt. I think the great looks. Going with the IK theme of the white and black, they added this addition here to the sprayer to make it more ergonomic and also friendlier for, you know, not hurting and not being uncomfortable to hold. The white and the black, I think, just goes perfect. So overall, an amazing package. Checks off all the boxes for us, and I know you'll be impressed with this sprayer as well. You can find the Multi-TR Mini 360 sprayer in store or online at autoobsessed.com. And please help us deliver more detailing content to you by giving us a like, leaving a comment below, and subscribing to our channel. We've also left the link to the sprayer below to make it easier for you to check out. And thank you for watching.